other than that, in butterfly, there are 2 kicks per stroke. There's a smaller kick as the hands go in the water. That's more for balance and rhythm. And then the second kick, as you pull down, is for propulsion, both through the water and to help get your hands back up top. So we call it little kick, big kick, little kick, big kick. It takes a while to get that rhythm down for our swimmers. I know personally when I'm coaching that we do a lot of butterfly kick on our back. That seems to help with the core strength and the idea of little kick, big kick. Big kick. David tallying up some team scores here, and hopefully I'll have some analysis on that. Again, David is really good at understanding and knowing basically off the top of his head who's placed where and whether they swam above or whether they didn't do as well. So I love to hear his analysis. David, how are we looking after the freestyle?
And for a really, really tight finish between 4 teams.
Really?
Really, really tight finish between 4 teams. I'm going to see if I can get what projected final tallies are, but it's Sneak Farm, Daniel Island, Northbridge, and North Charleston in some order.
Wow.
Really coming down to the wire.
Okay, so Daniel Island, we knew they were really strong yesterday, but you're saying that they are
they're
still in the
projected to have a pretty good finish.
Okay.
They're actually outperforming today by a little bit. We'll see if it's enough.
On your screen right now, you see the warm-up and warm-down pool. Didn't have this open yesterday. Young kids don't really need to warm down that much, and David mentioned, you know, ends up being a Sharks and Minnows tag game, more playing, not prepping or warming down. Definitely as we get older, you want to have a warm down after every race. I do know that a lot of swimmers also like to warm up and almost go behind the blocks through the race still wet, and maybe even their heart rate is still up. So as adults, if you're thinking about when you exercise, it's very difficult to go from heart rate low, not warmed up, to your top-notch speed. So these swimmers are trying to make sure their muscles are warm, they are loose, and they're ready to go into fast twitch racing mode.
All right, so 57-point lead for Daniel Island. They've actually had a better day than projected so far. We'll see what happens over these next few events, but it's really coming down to the wire. Or it's projected to really, really come down to the wire. North Charleston is on the move. We told you, don't worry about them being in 7th place. But we've got a long way to go here. A long way to go. We get set for butterfly. Heat 1 of the 11-12 girls. In lane 4, that's Luli Dasher for Fort Johnson. 5 is Emily Petrus for Ashboro. 6 is Anna Livingston for Ashboro. 7 is Brooke Schwartzberg for Crowfield.
And here they come. As you can see, everybody is legal, and some of these swimmers are mastering that little kick as their hands go in the water and a big kick as you pull down. That's going to give you the best rhythm and really keeping those hips up, that body position.
That's Emily Petrus in 38.75 to get the win, 40.10 for Anna Livingston to take second. It's a 3-second time drop for your winner there. As we get set for heat number 2. In lane 1, that's Olivia Cole for Chamelon. 2 is Braylon Gore for Cane Bay. 3 is Mia Reed for Newington. 4 is Ava Duffy for James Island. 5 is Olivia Wong for Country Club. 6 is Alexandra Russo for Long Point. 7 is Kate Ware for Hobcaw. 8 is Ariana Goretti for Crowfield. 9 is Autumn O'Connor for Son Hawaii. 10 is Sullivan Wallace for James Island.
Watching that turn there and turns in the upcoming heats. Again, you want to try to keep your hips higher than your shoulders and keep everything low. Bring your knees underneath you. Kate Ware with Hobcaw having a strong swim here.
And the win there goes to Cade Ware in 35.51. Second place went to Ava Duffy in 35.53. So really tight finish there. And in third, that was Sullivan Wallace at 35.65. So a trio of 35s in that heat. Those 3 well ahead of the field. Heat number 3. Lane 1, Lori Tarpon for Newington. 2 is Sophia Barden for Shadow Moss. 3 is Harriet Kelly for Hobcaw. 4 is Cecilia Jakowski for Legend Oaks. 5 is Charlotte Good for Daniel Island. 6 is Lila Brooks Pearson for Northbridge. In 7, that's Katie Griggs for Northbridge. 8 is Ivy Gunn for Sneak Farm. 9, Grace Sapko for Legend Oaks. 10 is Jane Teagarden from the Country Club. Another tight field here being led by your Sneak Farm swimmer, Ivy Gunn. And two Northbridge swimmers next to her, maybe just behind. Coming in is Gunn at 32.56. Second there went to Griggs in 33.06. Third was Pearson in 33.72.
So Ivy Gunn with a big win for Sneed Farm in that heat, 2-second drop.
Final heat now on the blocks in lane 1. That's Ashlyn Cook for Park Shore. 2 is Reagan Miller for Shadow Moss. 3, Ellis Wilson for Northbridge. 4 is Phoebe Hayes for Park Shore. 5 is Carly Faust for Chamelon. 6, Erin Lee for Long Point. 7 is Ari Perry for North Charleston. 8 is Isabella Nesselrode for Somerville Y. Lila May for Daniel Island in 9, and in lane 10, that's Zoe Cohen for Sneed Farm.
Final call, girls, 15-18.
And leading the field right now is Carly Faust for Chamelon. Phoebe Hayes trying to go with her, but it isn't going to happen. Carly Faust meet record is 27.78. She'll be off of that. 29.07 for Carly Faust to get the win there. Hayes took second in 30.49. Third was Lee in 30.60.
Great swim by Carly Faust. I remember her from last year. I think she had some pretty outstanding swims, even as an 11-year-old in this 11-12 age group. Chamelon with a great mixed medley race, and now with this.
Moving on to butterfly, only 3 heats here, so we're gonna have to be quick. Benjamin Dolbier for Long Point in 1, Ford Conrad for James Island in 2, Will Hunt from Fort Johnson in 3, Nate Wilcox for James Island in 4, Reed Aikman for Shadow Moss in 5, Henry Conrad for Legend Oaks in 6, Noah Pomerantz for Park Shore in lane 7, Wesley Haywood for Ashboro in 8, Jonathan Dixon for Fort Johnson in 9, Zedric DeDios from Cane Bay in 10. Love seeing some of the same last names we saw yesterday, Tara, with their siblings racing again. We saw a Pomerantz, we saw an Aikman, I think a few others here. And I believe that's Henry Conrad from the Legend Oaks Gators ahead of this heat right now, and he's going to get there in 37.50.
Definitely.
2-second drop.
Definitely a family business here when your kids swim. It's usually great to have all the siblings do it, drop off at the pool, let them get some healthy exercise, have some fun. I know that was definitely part of my growing up in Sneed Farm, was getting dropped off at the pool for practice and hanging out with my buds.
Absolutely. Second heat now in lane 1, that's Ryan Kofke for Chamelon. 2 is Charlie Smith for Legend Oaks. 3 is Del Cambre St. Germain for Daniel Island. 4 is Samuel Weisner for Long Point. 5, Chandler Shaw for Hobcaw. 6 is Tarleton Thyssen for Newington. 8, Jason Chalupsky for Daniel Island. 7 is Chalupsky. 8 is Banks Biggers for Sneed Farm. Ellis Chapin for Shadow Moss in 9. Cole Nelson for Park Shore in 10. As we're on the way back now. And the leader is Jason Chalupsky for the Flying Fish. Flying Fish having a really good day so far as they maintain their lead. Chalupsky gets there in 32.41, but really close over Tarleton Thyssen. He is second in 32.42, so only 1/100th of a second for those swimmers. Samuel Weisner in 33.10 takes third as we get set for our final heat of this event. That's Luke Odie for Newington in 1, Fletcher Leuschinger for Northbridge in 2, Finn Ruthier for North Charleston in 3, Jackson Gerard for North Charleston in 4, Giovanni Shepard for Sneed Farm in 5, and 6, that's Jimmy Young, a freestyle winner for Ashboro. 7, Reed Scott for Chamelon. 8, Andres Jacquemus for Northbridge. 9, Ricardo De Castro from Somerville Y. 10 is Jonah Perry for Hobcaw. And the leader is Reed Scott for Chamelon. He's the one ahead of this heat and trying to steal it, and he will in 28.07. Second place went to Jackson Gerard in 28.34. And in third was Giovanni Shepard for Sneed Farm.
Here we go, coming in, very tight race. On that finish, we talked yesterday about how important it is to try to time up your reach. All of those swimmers did that.